So this exercise is the alternating arm and leg dead bug. So what I want you to do here is extend your alternate arm and leg at the same time away from the body and return it back to the start position. The key point here is to maintain a small amount of pressure of your lower back on the floor at all times. So if at any point during the movement you feel it lifting, just try and gently squeeze that lower back into the floor. Swap sides. Now during this movement as well, you want to try and exhale as you extend your arm and leg. So you shouldn't be holding your breath at all throughout this movement. It should be really easy and you should be able to breathe fairly normally during this exercise. If you are holding your breath, it's too hard. Okay, we're coming up to the end. Okay, so there's a small transition between this one and the next exercise. This next exercise is the inclined press-up plank. So away we go. So I'm balancing on my hands and the balls of my feet, and I'm trying to maintain a straight position all the way from my ear, through my shoulders, hips, knees, down to my ankle joint. I want to try and be as tall as I can during this movement. So try and be tall as if you're being measured. Again, no pains in the lower back or any other joint. And that's time. Good, again, a small amount of transition into the next one, which is just the plank. So it's on your forearms and elbows and balls of the feet, away we go. Again, hold and maintain that spine position, trying to be tall. And also try and think about keeping the hips at the same height. And don't let the head come forward and rest on your hands. Keep that head pulled back and chin tucked in to maintain that neck alignment along with the rest of the spine. Here we've got the modified side plank to begin with. This is on the knees. So you're already up in position. So I want you to keep your top knee on the bottom knee. And I want you to try and point that arm straight up in the air. So keep a nice straight line, be really tall. And time. Get ready for the next one. 3, 2, 1, go. So on this side, as you're on your elbow and forearm, you want your elbow just slightly away from not being under the shoulder. So just create that angle. If you bring that elbow more under the shoulder, you're going to place more stress on that shoulder joint. And time. So moving on to the next one, a little slightly harder variation. This is a side plank with staggered feet. So we're ready, go. So with the arm straight up in the air and the feet staggered, you want your top leg forward. This allows you to provide a bit more stability into that lower back. And time. Get ready for the next one. 3, 2, 1, and up you go. So what I want you to think of when doing all of these variations here is keep a gap between your shoulder and your ear. Don't let your shoulders come up towards your ears. So the ears are poison, keep the shoulders well away from the ears. And time. So moving on to the next one, this is going to be the side plank with your feet stacked. Ready? Go. So when doing this, if I was to stand at your feet and look from your feet towards your head, I want you to keep a straight line from your ankles through your knees, hips, shoulders, all the way up to your ear. Don't let your head come forwards. And time. Move on to your next one. Ready, and off you go. So continue with that. So I see a lot of people, their head comes forward and their hips are piked. So your bum's going backwards. Try and extend your hips forward, but ensure you don't have any lower back pain. And time. The first one here is the tall kneeling long band anti-rotation. So 30 seconds each side. So you're already into the exercise. I want you to keep your hips extended, so keep really tall again. There's a theme throughout a lot of the trunk exercises and core exercises about being nice and tall. Here's exactly the same. So get ready for the change and time. So switch around, get ready, off you go. So again, being really tall. So I want you to try and keep your hands around about shoulder height and extend your arms fully. You can have a small bend in the elbows, that's fine. Make sure to try and keep your hands right in front of the middle of your chest, so right in front of your sternum, sorry. And time. Moving on to the next one is a half kneeling long band anti-rotation. So ready, and off you go. So the inside knee, the one closest to the frame or wherever you've attached your long band, that's the foot that wants to be on the floor. The other knee wants to be down. When you're in this position, you might feel a bit more of a stretch in the front of that thigh on that outside leg. Again, keep really tall, keep the hands in front of the sternum, and keep the neck tall and the chin tucked in, so packing the neck. So we're on to the next side, off you go. So again, make sure that inside leg is the one with the foot on the floor. And your foot and your knee want to be about hip width. So they don't want to be on the same line. That way you'll be really quite off balance. Keeping that little bit of distance, that hip width, will give you a bit more stability. So for the beginner level, keep that distance, and that's time. Moving on to the third one, standing long band anti-rotation. So move your long band up to around about chest height when you're standing. So get ready, off you go. Again, keep really tall, keep that neck packed, hands in front of the sternum, arms with a small bend if you want, but fairly straight. Keeping your hands at shoulder height. You probably want a small knee bend as you do this. What I find, I see a lot of people lean back when they do this. So keep really tall, keep your shoulders directly over your hips, and that's time. So move around to your next side. Ready, off you go. The other thing I notice with people, if I was to stand right in front of you, I see people's left shoulders and right shoulders at different heights. Throughout all of these, try and keep them at the same height. Don't let one of them lift up. So keep your shoulders down, but don't crank them down. Just keep a pretty natural position with your shoulders. Coming up to the end now, and time, well done. The first exercise here is the pelvic bridge on the floor. So for 30 seconds, get ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Now when you went up there, I want you to just tilt your pelvis, so you push your lower back gently into the floor before you sit off. Your hips are already up there now, so what you can think of doing is bring almost like your belt, turn it or twist it, rotate it up towards your belly button or towards your ribs. You might feel a bit more of a stretch on the front of your thighs, but you should feel your glutes working, and that's time. Now the next one we're going to do is slightly harder. It's using the bench. So it's a pelvic bridge, and we're elevating your upper back. So you're going to put your upper back, so your shoulders, your shoulder blades and your head should rest on something, roughly. Ready? 3, 2, 1, up you go. So hold that position again. Now the reason why I get you to elevate this on your upper back, you can do this lots of different ways. Some people, they elevate their feet and go up, but I don't like that because you can really just flex the neck too much, put a lot of pressure on the neck. So elevate the upper back, and that gets those glutes working just that little bit more, makes it a bit harder. So holding that position and time. Well, we're going to move to a one-legged version. So again, this is getting a little bit harder. So this is back to the floor. We're only going to hold for 15 seconds on each side. So again, lie on the floor, bring that one knee up towards your shoulder, tilt that pelvis slightly and put the lower back gently onto the floor, and then push up. Now throughout all of these, what you'll notice is I push through my heels. I lift the balls of the feet off the floor. What that does, it ensures you get your glutes working a little bit more, less quads. When your toes are on the floor, you push more with your toes, and that's time. Now I've spun around here. You don't have to. I've done that so that you can see my knee and my hip and my shoulder to get that straight line. Ready? Go. So when I elevate my hips here, you can see I've got a straight line through the center of my knee, through the hips, all the way to the shoulder. And again, I'm keeping that pelvic tilt, lifting the balls of the feet off the floor on the heels, and that's time. Well done. The first exercise here of the three is the mini band one-legged psoas hold. So you're lying on your back. Okay, get ready, and off you go. So we've got the mini band around the balls of the feet. So I want you to drive that knee up towards the shoulder, and time. Turn it back and go again. Now as you do this, bring that knee past the hip level. If you do that, you work the psoas iliacus. And time. Next one, same leg, go. Okay, so hold in there. Don't forget to breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Last few seconds. And down. Good, change legs. Ready? Go. So try and make sure to not lift your rib cage up. Try and exhale, keep that rib cage down. That's time. Next one, go. So drive that knee up, keep that other leg extended as well. Make sure that knee doesn't lift off the floor too far. And that's time. Next one, go. Good, so yeah, keep that leg extended. Keep the toe on that leg on the floor pointing straight up. Keep that knee high, and time. Well done, good. We'll move on to the next exercise, which is a bird dog mini band psoas hold. You're going to get a lot out of this. That bird dog is a core exercise as well. So you want to be on your hands and knees with one yoga block underneath the knee. So it just elevates that other knee off the floor slightly, allows you to move that knee freely without twisting the pelvis. Now extend the leg and hold. You noticed I shifted my weight slightly back so I can get that knee higher beyond the hip. So hold it there and return it back to the start and go again. So extend that leg. Don't lift that leg up too high. Drive it as if you're just across the floor, not too far off the floor, and time. Change legs. So switch your yoga block or a cushion or something onto the leg. Ready, go. So I want you to keep a nice straight body as well, all the way through the ear, shoulder, hip, knee down to the ankle, and that's time. And go again. So remember, just 2 on each side on these. So keep that neck pulled up. I think you can see on here, I drive a neck and pack my neck in at some stage near the end. Should have done it sooner. And time. Well done. Moving on to the third exercise. So this is standing mini band psoas holds. Just 10 seconds each leg, just 1 on each side. Ready, go. So keep your standing leg really straight. Bring that knee up above the hip height. Keep tall. Don't lift those ribs. Keep those ribs down and lower that leg. Change legs. Ready and go. So yeah, keep nice and tall. Keep the hands behind the head. You can see my knees just bending a little bit. Could be a bit straighter, but keep your legs straight and down. Well done, and time. Well done. The first exercise here